I'm rooting on you being delulu and cringe and expecting rejection so that you can do what needs to be done so that you can lock in and get your shit done and not give a frick. There's no one like you, but there's a lot of people who try to be like everyone else. Like, we're on a floating rock. And when's the right time? Hi guys, welcome to or back to my channel. This is another episode from the series Talking with Tay. Taylor's Talks, Tay's Talks. We don't know what we want to call it yet, but we know what it is. I have a new drink with me here today. It might look similar to what I normally drink, but it's a matcha Americano with sweet foam, and I'm blown away. It's really good. I really liked how my makeup turned out yesterday, so I'm gonna try to recreate that while yapping about some thoughts I've had recently, so let's get into it. Also want to wish myself a little 2-year anniversary on moving to LA. I can't believe it's been that long and I am nowhere where I thought I would be, but not in a bad way. So let's talk about it. Before I moved to LA, I was actually selling at flea markets and reworking clothes. So very different from what I'm doing now. Now I'm doing content creation and modeling, and also in the process of producing my own brand. When I moved here, I expected to keep doing the same thing. I was still doing content creation, but I didn't see it as a source of money at that time. Literally just seen it as a way to help lower my bills because makeup, skincare, hair care is so expensive. Also, this primer creates such a nice base. Double Wear Smooth and Blur, and I'm about to use their Double Wear foundation too. My first contracted deal got reached out to right when I moved here. Well, I actually got reached out to before I moved here, but I overlooked the email. I kind of thought it was fake. I'm not even lying. Whether it's subconscious or not, we're even like taught to box ourselves in. Hines always says this too. He's talking about how he hates the question, what do you want to be when you get older? Like, what do you want to do with the rest of your life? Like, what do you mean? Like, I feel like that is such an invasive question. So I don't know why I tapped dots. Typically I do like lines, like, I just feel like everyone's path is so unique to them, and so I would be very careful about listening to other people. I would also understand that when people don't see it the same way as you, when people dim on your light, you don't have to listen to them because their brain isn't the same as yours. They don't see it in the same way as you. They don't see it working out in the same way as you. You could have an idea, tell the idea to someone, even the way they interpret it, they can't even grasp it because they're not you and they haven't seen it before. You have an idea that's never been brought to life before. Like, yeah, sure, people are gonna doubt it. Prove them wrong. That's what I say. Especially if you're in a place that thrives on creatives and you yourself are creative, definitely don't box yourself in. I've always been interested in modeling. Doesn't mean I just have to pursue that. I started doing content creation. It doesn't mean that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. Like, I want to be doing more, which is why this year I'm really putting into works the things that I've been saying I want to do for so long. I don't think there's a right time. I don't think you need to rush things, but guys, like, do we ever think there's a right time? Like, we're on a floating rock. And when's the right time? Tomorrow's not promised. When's the right time? Which leads me to my next point, and that is that you can't be behind on your own path. That's just me saying you can't be behind no matter where you're at right now because it's your path, and maybe you have noticed mistakes you made. Maybe you feel like you did something to stunt your growth, but shaming yourself for that is only going to stunt you more. So get your ass up and keep moving forward. You wouldn't be here if you weren't supposed to be here, so see it as an opportunity. Things don't happen to you, things happen for you. Another thing I think is super important, especially in the if you're in the creative field, the creative industry, whatever you want to call it, is being a bit delulu. Not caring if you're cringe. And not caring about rejection is a big thing. If you have an underlying fear of rejection in your day-to-day life and you're trying to pursue something in the creative industry or bring something to life anywhere, it's going to be really hard for you to put out the most authentic and best versions of yourself because you're going to be so scared of everyone's opinions and rejections and wanting to avoid those that you're going to mold and shape your original creation into something you think other people wouldn't reject or you think other people would like. Truth is, you'll never really know, so stop caring and be authentically you because there's no one like you, but there's a lot of people who try to be like everyone else. You know, we've all had those friends at one point or another who kind of tried to like copy us. Like, I get it. Friends are similar and they're probably gonna have similar interests and things in common and match sometimes, but you know those people who try to steal your whole personality, like, don't be one of them. Also, yesterday I blended my under eyes with a brush, so I'm gonna go back and redo that because I think that made a big difference. I'm just gonna put a little more. When it comes to rejection, we should actually welcome it in our lives. Think about the most successful people. Think about how many times they failed. Think about how many times they've been rejected. The more times you fail, the more times you be rejected, the more chances you're giving yourself to succeed. When we're not so, like I said before, pressed on the outcome, we're gonna create more authentic art and more beautiful art. When we welcome rejection, we're also welcoming, because we can never read out other people's minds. We can't be like, oh, I think they're gonna be the same thing, they're gonna be this. But if they tell you, then you know. So it's nice to welcome rejection, get other point of views. It doesn't mean you have to listen to it. In the 4 agreements, it says, don't believe me, don't believe yourself, and don't believe others, and that's how you don't take anything personal. Okay, period. I don't know if you guys have ever heard people say that being cringe is a mindset, or not being cringe, well, that too, but that being embarrassed is a mindset. I think we should look at being cringe the same way. Because it's cringe until it works. It's cringe until you're making money from it. It's cringe until it got you an opportunity. It's cringe until someone else thinks they could do it. Cringe is such a, what's the word? It's very fluid. It's, you know, what's cringe to someone else might be amazing to someone. Just stay true to yourself and don't worry about being cringe, and just create what you want to create and be delulu on the fact that it doesn't matter what anyone else, don't even listen to them actually. I love this Rare Beauty blush. I first off feel like I will never run out of it because it comes with so much product and it's so pigmented. I need 1 dot. Y'all remember when you were young and you would like make potions in the shower? Okay, maybe this is just me. How I feel when I layer my makeup, or when I'm like, because I have a lot of different shampoos and conditioners in my shower. Sometimes like mix 2 shampoos, which I feel like is probably like very scary and terrible for your hair, because if you mix the wrong things, it could probably make your hair fall out. But I personally just feel like I'm healing my inner child and making potions, so let me be. Right now on one of my phones, it's not the one that's in here, maybe I can do it on here, screen as little me, so that I'm reminded who I'm dealing with every day. Like, I am still her. Even if no one else believes in that little girl, I will believe in that little girl. That's how you should think about yourself. If you wouldn't say it to younger self, if you wouldn't want younger self to hear it, don't let you hurt your older self like that either. This blush is a Charlotte Tilbury dupe and it's so good. It's MCO Beauty. Everything I'm saying is made 10 times easier if you're really confident in yourself. Knowing how to be confident in yourself is a talent. Not everyone was raised to know how to be confident in themselves. I think about that a lot actually, and I think about how unfair it is. Like, not that the world is fair by any means, but some kids are raised with a parent or in a household that just makes their confidence bloom and teaches them from every way when they're younger to, you know, be confident in themselves and to believe in themselves. And then there's other households taught the opposite of how to be confident. And really important as adults for us to now understand we are deserving of being confident too and feeling confident in ourselves. It doesn't mean you're perfect. It doesn't mean you've never made mistakes. It doesn't mean anything like that. My camera battery died. If you don't bring your ideas to life, no one will. Like, no one has the same brain as you. Like, maybe something similar will come out one day, or maybe something will happen one day and then you'll just wish you were the one who did it. But still, even then, no one is you. So like, no one is going to really execute something in the same way that you would. You know what I mean? And I just think that's so beautiful, and also sad though, because a lot of us don't get to executing the things we want to in life. There's this quote and it said, what if instead of thinking about what we want to do for the rest of our lives, we ask ourselves what we want to explore more deeply in this moment? And I'm like, exactly, guys. Like, exactly. We aren't here to live a dead routine like life, and like, I don't mean like the good routine. We're on the earth to explore, to connect with nature, to connect with people, to do things we love, to be creative. Do you live to work or do you work to live? I always want to be working to live the very best I can. Y'all, my memory card ran out of storage for like the 3rd time today. I like truly really plan to be consistent on YouTube, especially because who even knows what's happening with this TikTok ban situation. I had a few people ask me like, oh, what does that mean for you if TikTok gets banned, since I do content creation? And I don't really know. Like, yeah, I have so many things up in the air right now in terms of like collaborations or things that I have to post, which I think is kind of crazy. They're as of recent, like they know what's happening. I think it won't change that much. I also do a lot of UGC, and I got reached out to for more UGC recently, so I don't have to worry about where the heck it's getting posted. Went through a mascara hating phase, but I think we're over it. This Urban Decay liner in Naked 2 is so good. I'll show you guys my current combo. I do this all over my lips, and then I take this and just do those 2 areas and blend. Do you see that? Nice and lovely. And then a nice clear gloss. And that is the look of the day. I hope you guys had fun hanging out with me and chatting. I'm rooting on you being delulu and cringe and expecting rejection so that you can do what needs to be done, so that you can lock in and get your shit done and not give a frick what anyone else says. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.